Welcome back and welcome to another book review video. This is another C.L. Taylor book review. I have reviewed several of her other books, which I will leave linked up here for you. And as you'll have seen from the thumbnail, this one is called Strangers and came out in the UK on the 2nd of April. If you are new here, I'm Katrina and I talk about books on the internet under the name Fabulous Book Fiend. All the links you need, including blog, Goodreads, Instagram, Twitter, etc. are all in the description box below, and I will also leave the buy link for this one in case you want to order this one on Kindle to keep you entertained in the coming weeks. I absolutely love this book, and C.L. Taylor will be part of the Social Distance Book Festival happening on the 25th of April, so put that in your calendars because you're definitely going to want to hear her speak. I have heard her speak at several events because I'm very, very lucky, and she always has interesting things to say. The tagline on this one of I think it must be on the back of the book or on the inside cover is keeps you guessing until the end, and this is exactly right. There are bits of this book that didn't tie up together until the last page. It is literally one of those books. This is the first time I've read a C.L. Taylor book slowly. I gave myself 10% and then I would stop and come back to it, and every time I was coming back to it I was so excited to get back in and find out what was going on next, because you read a little bit of Ursula's story, you read a little bit of Gareth's story, and you read a little bit of Alice's story, and then you switch and rotate through the same three again, and so you find out something that's going on in their world, but you don't get an answer because you're back into someone else's world, and you don't get an answer, and then you're back into someone else's world. And there was so many questions I had going all the way through, and C.L. Taylor does that wonderful thing of ending a chapter right in the middle of things that are happening, and then we go elsewhere. So you're like, no, I have to keep reading because I need to get back and find out what's going on with Alice, or I need to get back and read and find out what's going on with Ursula. Who was that person? What's going on there? Why was she here? Where are they now? And you know, I do ask those things out loud to the air in my apartment. That's the kind of book that this is. All of these characters are incredibly intriguing. Obviously, this being an adult psychological thriller type of novel, bit of mystery in here, slight element of horror in here. I did get some goosebumps whilst reading this because it got super creepy, but I think that's just the way thrillers are going at the minute, because the last few thrillers that I've read have gone down the creepy route and given me the goosebumps. So you know, you have to know what the market wants. But yeah, you don't always love the characters in a C.L. Taylor novel, but she always writes the most intriguing people. I actually really found myself liking Ursula in this novel. I think it's because part of Ursula's backstory is similar in some way to part of mine, and I think that's why I could identify with her, and I also really sympathised with her. Alice annoyed me a little bit, but her storyline was really intriguing and kind of almost went down a very different route to what it did. And so I really enjoyed her storyline. And Gareth, I definitely sympathised with Gareth, and I think in some ways I had most questions about his, because his was the most mysterious of them. I think Ursula and Alice had the kind of thriller, creepy, whereas like Gareth, it was like, what's going on here? What does this mean? What's this now? What are we finding? But yeah, the fact that you rotate between the three of them means that it's a really fast-paced novel, and so by giving myself 10% on my Kindle and then going away and coming back to another 10% later on, or another 10% the next day, So it was a really different way to read this one, and whether you read this all in one because you can't put it down because you can't stop turning the pages, or whether you do like I did and eke it out, I think you're going to get a different reading experience either way, which is really, really cool. And I'm glad that I did it a different way this time, because always with her previous novels I've been like, must read, keep reading, keep reading. I've read a lot of these on long flights, which has been great, because I've got the time and the, you know, lack of disturbance to read them. One of the things I really loved about this novel is the fact that very early on we see Alice going on a date right at the very beginning of the book, and the issue around consent of somebody to touch you is discussed, and I love the fact that this is being brought up in like adult fiction, like the issue of consent, anybody touching you in any way, we need some consent there. And I really, really like that. And so I love the fact that C.L. Taylor kind of leads out the door with that. And it was great to see in an adult fiction novel, because I feel like we see it a lot in young adult fiction, and adult fiction writers don't talk about it so much. So well done, C.L. Taylor. You got a big thumbs up from me there. I was like, yes. If you look at my Goodreads update for this one, I'm like, oh, we've got consent mentions, so exciting. Well done, C.L. Taylor. But yeah, you literally don't get any answers until the very end of the book. I can't talk any more about the plot. You're gonna have to read it yourself, not giving any spoilers away. My reviews are always spoiler free. But yeah, breathless, turning the pages, not finding any answers, a little bit of goosebumps, a little bit of gasping. Classic C.L. Taylor, and just she takes it to the next level every time. Highly, highly recommend this one. Add it to your April reading. It will let you escape this world for a little bit and go into that thrilling, creepy, wonderful part of Bristol I've never been to. Yes, like I say, I will leave the buy link in the comments should you want to go and order it for your Kindle right now. I will be back with another video very soon. Let me know in the comments if you read thrillers, what's your kind of like favorite thriller aspect. I really like a domestic thriller because I find that it links easier on from all the kind of rom-coms that I'm reading, but you know, do you prefer more of a crime thriller, more of a horror? Let me know. Make sure you are subscribed so that my next video lands in your subscription feed. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you very soon with another video.